Did you know that right now, as you're listening to me, your brain is losing neurons? That's not an exaggeration, and I'm not trying to scare you. That is the pure scientific truth that nobody tells you. Every 3 seconds, someone in the world develops dementia. Every 3 seconds. While you're making your morning coffee, while you're checking your phone, while you're sitting there thinking this will never happen to you. But let me tell you something. Alzheimer's and strokes don't warn you. They come quietly, like a thief in the night. And the worst part? You are probably eating brain poison every single morning without even knowing it. Yes, poison. That coffee with sugar, that sweet pastry, those cereals they market to you as healthy. All of that is paying for your brain, neuron by neuron. Hi, I'm Dr. Leonard Brooks, and today I'm going to reveal something that can genuinely change your destiny. A simple shot you take every morning. It's not a medication. It's not an expensive pill your neurologist prescribes. It's something you can prepare right in your own kitchen with natural ingredients backed by the most serious science in the world. Universities like Harvard and Oxford, they know this works, and today, so will you. Let me tell you about Mary. She's 67 years old. 6 months ago, Mary started forgetting names. First, it was her neighbor's name, then her youngest grandchild's. One day, she couldn't remember where she'd left her keys. Another day, she forgot to take her medications. Her family started to worry. She started to feel afraid. That fear that paralyzes you when you think, I'm losing my mind. Mary came to my office desperate. I explained this protocol to her, the very same one I'm going to share with you today. And 90 days later, Mary got her memory back. She remembered every name again. She became independent again. She felt like herself again. And it all started with one shot every morning. Do you know why the pharmaceutical industry doesn't want you to know this? Because they can't patent nature. They can't sell you something for $100 a capsule that you can make in your blender for less than $2. But the truth is more powerful than their interests. Your brain can regenerate. Yes, you heard that right. It can build new neural connections. It can repair damage. It can protect itself from deterioration. But there is one condition. You have to act now, not next week. Because every day you go without protection is another day your brain ages without defense. Do you remember the laughter of your grandchildren? Do you remember the look on your spouse's face on your wedding day? Do you remember the smell of your mother's cooking? Those memories are yours. They are your identity. They are your life, and they are in danger. But it doesn't have to be that way. Right now, I'm going to explain exactly what is killing your brain. The 3 invisible killers that attack your neurons every single day. And then I'm going to give you the exact solution, the complete protocol, no gimmicks, just pure natural science. But first, you need to understand what is happening inside your head right now. Because when you understand the problem, the solution makes sense. And when the solution makes sense, you follow it. And when you follow it, your life changes. So stay with me. The next few minutes may be the most important ones for your brain, your memory, your future. Because what I'm about to reveal isn't on television commercials. It's not in 5-minute doctor's appointments. It's right here. And it is backed by the most solid scientific evidence that exists. Your brain is waiting. Your neurons are waiting. Your memory is waiting for you to take action. And that action starts right now with the truth you are about to discover. Now let's talk about what is truly destroying your brain. And I'm going to speak plainly, without sugarcoating anything, because your health is too important for anything less than the truth. There are 3 invisible killers attacking your brain at this very moment. 3 silent processes that are killing your neurons while you go about your normal daily life. And the worst part is that conventional medicine treats the symptoms but never attacks the root of the problem. The first killer is called neuroinflammation. Your brain is inflamed. Imagine your brain is like a house, and there's a small but constant fire burning the walls from the inside. That fire is chronic inflammation. And every time you eat refined sugar, every time you eat processed oils, every time you live under constant stress, you are pouring gasoline on that fire. Neuroinflammation destroys the connections between neurons. It breaks the communication bridges. And when those connections are lost, you lose memory, you lose mental clarity, you lose the ability to concentrate. Scientists have discovered that in the brains of Alzheimer's patients, inflammation is through the roof. That's not a coincidence. That is cause and effect. The second killer is oxidative stress. It sounds technical, but it's very simple to understand. Inside your brain, there are unstable molecules called free radicals. They're like stray bullets that bounce around and damage everything they touch. They damage the DNA of your neurons, they damage cell membranes, they damage the mitochondria that produce energy. And where do these free radicals come from? From the pollution you breathe, from cigarette smoke, even if you quit years ago, from the pesticides in your food, from the sugar you eat, from the lack of natural antioxidants in your diet. Your brain is under constant attack and doesn't have enough defenses. Think of your brain like a piece of metal left out in the rain. Without protection, it rusts, it corrodes, it falls apart. That is exactly what oxidative stress does. Your brain is rusting from the inside. And now comes the third killer, the most dangerous one of all, cerebral insulin resistance. You've probably heard of type 2 diabetes, but what nobody tells you is that there is something called type 3 diabetes, and that is Alzheimer's. Yes, you heard me correctly. Alzheimer's is essentially diabetes of the brain. Your neurons need glucose to function, but when there is insulin resistance, that glucose cannot enter the cells. It's like having food right outside your house, but the door is locked. Your neurons are starving in the middle of abundance. And do you know what causes this resistance? Years of excess sugar, the constant insulin spikes, the pastry and orange juice breakfast, the afternoon soda, the dessert after every meal, all of that is locking the doors of your neurons. Now let's talk about strokes, because the process is the same, just more violent. Imagine an old, corroded pipe. Over time, buildup accumulates, plaque accumulates, until one day it becomes completely blocked. That is exactly what happens in your cerebral arteries. Atherosclerotic plaque forms little by little, oxidized cholesterol, calcium, dead cells, all sticking to your artery walls like grime in a pipe. And every day that passes, the space for blood to flow gets smaller, until one day one of those arteries becomes completely blocked. And when that happens, the neurons that depend on that artery run out of oxygen. Without oxygen, a neuron dies in 4 minutes. That's why strokes are so devastating, because thousands of neurons die within minutes. But here's the part you need to burn into your memory. 80% of strokes are preventable. That means it's not a matter of bad luck. It's a matter of decisions. What you eat, what you don't eat, how you take care of your body. And let me tell you something else. The same process that leads to stroke is the one that leads to Alzheimer's. Poor circulation, inflammation, nutritional deficiencies, it's all connected. Your brain needs clean blood, abundant oxygen, and specific nutrients. Without those, it shuts down. Now, what does conventional medicine do? It prescribes statins to lower cholesterol, anticoagulants to prevent clots. And yes, those medications can help, but they're only silencing alarms. They're not fixing the underlying problem. Statins lower cholesterol, but they don't regenerate your arteries. They don't clear the plaque that's already there. They don't nourish your brain. Anticoagulants prevent new clots, but they don't eliminate inflammation, they don't stop oxidative stress, they don't reverse insulin resistance. Your brain doesn't just need symptom suppression. It needs repair, it needs regeneration, it needs specific nutrition that reaches deep into every single neuron. And here is the good news. Nature has exactly what your brain needs. There are natural compounds that cross the blood-brain barrier. That barrier is like an extremely strict customs checkpoint that protects your brain. Most medications cannot cross it, but certain natural nutrients can. These nutrients can reduce cerebral inflammation, neutralize free radicals, improve insulin sensitivity in your neurons, clean your arteries, and increase blood flow to the brain. And all of this is backed by serious scientific studies. World-renowned universities have researched these compounds for decades, conducted studies with thousands of people, measured results, and published in peer-reviewed scientific journals. This is not quackery. This is science of the highest order. And now I'm going to reveal to you exactly which nutrients these are, how they work, at what doses, and how to combine them into a morning shot that can change the destiny of your brain. Because when you understand the science, you trust the solution. And when you trust it, you act. And when you act, your life changes. Now, let's get into the exact protocol. The shot that is going to shield your brain against Alzheimer's and stroke. And I'm going to explain each ingredient with its science, because I want you to understand why it works. First, why a shot and not a pill? Because the absorption is completely different. When you take a concentrated liquid, especially on an empty stomach, the nutrients go directly into your bloodstream. Many are absorbed even under the tongue, sublingually, and within 15 minutes they are already reaching your brain. Pills have to travel through your entire digestive system, nutrients are lost along the way, and they can take hours to take effect. And why in the morning? Because that's when your cortisol levels are at their lowest. Your system is in receptive mode. Your brain is awake and relaxed. It's the perfect moment to give it the premium fuel it needs for the entire day. Now, the first ingredient, turmeric. Specifically, the active compound called curcumin. You'll need 1 teaspoon of organic turmeric powder, not cheap capsules. Pure, high-quality turmeric. Curcumin is one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories in existence, but it's not just anti-inflammatory. Curcumin crosses the blood-brain barrier and does something extraordinary. It reduces beta-amyloid plaques in the brain. Those plaques are what characterize Alzheimer's. They're like toxic glue that kills neurons. In a 2018 study from UCLA, researchers demonstrated that people who took curcumin for 18 months showed significant memory improvement, and most impressively, brain scans showed less accumulation of toxic proteins, less plaque, less damage. But there's a problem with turmeric alone. Its bioavailability is very low. Your body doesn't absorb it well. And here comes the trick you need to know. You have to combine it with black pepper, specifically with a compound in black pepper called piperine. Piperine increases the absorption of curcumin by 2,000%. Yes, 2,000%. Without black pepper, you're wasting your turmeric. With black pepper, the curcumin enters directly into your blood and from there to your brain. So in your shot, you're going to add a small pinch of freshly ground black pepper. Second ingredient, concentrated omega-3. You can use a tablespoon of high-quality fish oil or ground chia seeds. I prefer fish oil because it has a higher concentration of DHA, the specific type of omega-3 your brain needs. DHA is a fatty acid that forms part of the structural makeup of your neuronal membranes. Think of your neurons like houses. DHA is the building material for the walls. Without enough DHA, the walls weaken, crack, and break down. With enough DHA, the membranes are strong, flexible, and fully functional. A 2022 study published in the journal Neurology followed more than 1,000 people over 5 years. Those with high omega-3 levels in their blood reduced their risk of developing Alzheimer's by 47%. Nearly half the risk eliminated by a single nutrient. Omega-3 also reduces cerebral inflammation, improves communication between neurons, and protects against cognitive decline. It's like oil for a car engine. Without oil, the engine burns out. Without omega-3, your brain deteriorates. Third ingredient, fresh beet juice. You'll need 100 milliliters of fresh juice. Not boxed, not pasteurized. Fresh. Why beets? Because they are a concentrated natural source of nitrates. And those nitrates are converted in your body into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a molecule that dilates your blood vessels, especially the cerebral arteries. Imagine a flattened garden hose where water can barely get through. Now imagine you fully open that hose. Water flows powerfully. That is what nitric oxide does to your cerebral arteries. It increases blood flow. More blood means more oxygen. More oxygen means living, active neurons. At Wake Forest University, researchers demonstrated that beet juice increases blood flow to the frontal lobe by 30%. The frontal lobe is where you make decisions, where you plan, where you think. It is the command center of your brain. And there's an added benefit. Beets naturally lower blood pressure. Hypertension is one of the greatest risk factors for stroke. By controlling your pressure, you are protecting your arteries. Fourth ingredient, Ginkgo biloba extract. You need 120 milligrams, either in liquid drops or powder. Ginkgo is one of the most studied plants for brain health. It contains flavonoids and terpenoids that improve cerebral circulation and protect neurons from oxidative damage. There is evidence that it improves cognition in people with mild dementia. The Cochrane Collaboration, one of the most rigorous scientific review organizations in the world, analyzed multiple studies on ginkgo biloba. Their conclusion: there is evidence of modest benefit in cognitive function and daily living activities in people with cognitive impairment. One important warning: if you are taking blood thinners such as warfarin, consult your doctor before using ginkgo, as it may enhance the anticoagulant effect. But for most people, it is safe and effective. Fifth ingredient: vitamin B12 and folic acid. You need 1000 mcg of B12 and 400 mcg of folate. Use sublingual drops or powder for better absorption. Why are these vitamins so important? Because they reduce a toxic compound in your blood called homocysteine. Elevated homocysteine damages artery walls and is toxic to neurons. It's like corrosive acid running through your circulatory system. At the University of Oxford, researchers conducted a 2-year study with people who had mild cognitive impairment. Half received B vitamins, the other half a placebo. The result? The B vitamin group had 53% less brain atrophy, more than half the brain shrinkage gone. This is especially critical for people over 50 because as you age, your ability to absorb B12 decreases dramatically. You can be eating foods that contain B12 and still be deficient. That's why direct supplementation is necessary. Now let's prepare the shot. You'll need a small blender or a glass with a hand mixer. Put all the ingredients together: the teaspoon of turmeric with the pinch of black pepper, the tablespoon of fish oil, the 100 ml of fresh beet juice, the ginkgo biloba in drops or powder, and the B vitamins in liquid form. Add a little water, about 50 milliliters, so it's not too thick. Blend for 30 seconds until everything is well mixed. It should be liquid enough to take in one gulp, not thick like a smoothie. The exact moment, take it on an empty stomach. Right when you wake up, before your coffee, before your breakfast. Then wait 20 minutes before eating anything else. This allows the nutrients to be absorbed without competition, without interference from other foods. The frequency: 6 days a week. Take Sundays off. Your body needs that rest day to reset and prevent any buildup. 6 days of intensive protocol, 1 day of pause. And now the most important part. This is not instant magic. It is cumulative biology. The first few days you won't feel anything dramatic. Perhaps a little more mental energy. Perhaps a little more clarity. But the real changes, the structural changes in your brain, take time. In the first 2 weeks, your body is adapting. There may be a mild detoxification process, perhaps a slight headache. That is normal. You are clearing years of toxic accumulation. From week 3 to 8, your system stabilizes. This is where you begin to notice improvements in your mental energy. You focus better, you recall things more easily, your mind feels clearer. From week 9 to 12, the results become obvious. Your memory improves noticeably. Your attention span extends. Your loved ones notice the change. You feel it in every moment of your day. This shot is designed with the most advanced science and the most specific nutrients for your brain. Every ingredient has a purpose. Every dose is calculated. And when you combine them at the right time, they create a powerful synergy that protects, repairs, and strengthens your brain. Now you have the complete protocol. You have the science, you have the ingredients, but knowledge without action is worth nothing. So let's build your 90-day plan to transform your brain. The first 14 days are adaptation. Your body is used to functioning a certain way. Now you're giving it powerful nutrients it has never received in these concentrations. There may be a mild detox process. You might feel a slight headache in the first few days, maybe some fatigue. Don't be alarmed. That is your body clearing out years of accumulated waste. Keep the protocol exactly as described. Don't skip days because something feels off. That feeling is your body waking up. It's your brain beginning to repair itself. Give it time. From week 3 to 8 comes stabilization. Your system has adjusted. The nutrients are flowing in consistently. Your brain is receiving what it needs every single day. You'll start to notice subtle but real changes. You'll wake up with more mental clarity. That brain fog you felt in the mornings will begin to lift. You'll concentrate better when you read. You'll remember names more easily. You'll make decisions faster. Small changes. But when you add them all up, your life is different. From week 9 to 12, the results become undeniable. Your memory improves in a way you can't ignore. You recall complete conversations. You remember where you put things. You remember important dates without effort. Your family notices. Your friends comment on it. You feel it in every moment. Your attention span extends. You can watch a full movie without getting lost. You can read a book for an hour without getting distracted. You can follow complex conversations without confusion. Your mind is alert, present, alive. But to get there, you must avoid 4 fatal mistakes that will ruin this protocol. Mistake number 1, buying low-quality ingredients. Do not buy the cheapest turmeric at the grocery store. Do not buy fish oil that smells rancid. Do not buy diluted extracts. Quality matters. The scientific studies were conducted with high-quality ingredients. If you use junk, you get junk results. Mistake number 2, skipping days. Inconsistency kills results. This protocol works through accumulation. Every day you take the shot, you are building protection. Every day you skip, you are losing ground. You cannot take the shot for 3 days and expect miracles. 6 days a week for 90 days. No excuses. Mistake number 3, continuing to eat refined sugar. You can take the most powerful shot in the world, but if you follow it up with donuts and soda, you are canceling out every single effect. Refined sugar is poison for your brain. Inflammation, insulin resistance, oxidative stress, everything the shot is fighting, sugar is causing. It simply doesn't make sense. Mistake number 4, not sleeping 7 hours. Your brain repairs itself during sleep. During deep sleep is when your brain clears out the toxins that accumulated throughout the day. If you sleep 5 hours, your brain doesn't have enough time to do its work. The nutrients in the shot give you the tools, but sleep is when those tools are used to repair. Don't skip it. Now let's talk about the real cost. This protocol will run you approximately $30 to $40 a month. Some ingredients last longer, others run out faster, but on average, that's the number. Compare that to the cost of a single appointment with a neurologist, $100, $150, sometimes more. And what do you get? 10 minutes of conversation and a prescription for medications that cost another $50 a month and come with side effects. Or compare it to the cost of doing nothing, the cost of losing your memory, the cost of not recognizing your grandchildren, the cost of depending on others for everything, the cost of living in a mental fog until your final days. That cost has no price. It is your life. It is your identity. So the question is not whether you can afford this protocol. The question is whether you can afford not to do it. How much is your memory worth? How much is your independence worth? How much is it worth to keep being you? Let me tell you about Robert. He's 72 years old. A year ago, Robert depended on his children for everything. He couldn't remember which medications to take. He couldn't remember whether he had eaten. He couldn't remember conversations from the day before. He felt useless. He felt like a burden. His children were considering placing him in a nursing home. Robert was resigning himself to losing his independence. But then his daughter found this protocol. She convinced him to try it. And Robert, skeptical as he was, decided to give it a chance. 90 days later, Robert was independent again. He manages his own medications. He cooks his own meals. He has deep conversations with his grandchildren and remembers every detail. His children can't believe the change. Robert got his dignity back. Robert got his life back. And if Robert could do it at 72, with advanced deterioration, imagine what you can achieve if you start now. If you follow the protocol, if you commit to your brain the way you've committed to other things in your life. Your brain has worked for you every single day of your life. It has given you every beautiful memory, every thought, every decision, every moment of joy or pain. Everything you are exists because of your brain. And now it is your turn to take care of it. Don't wait until you forget your spouse's name. Don't wait until you get lost in your own neighborhood. Don't wait for a stroke to leave you paralyzed, because by that point, the damage is already done. Prevention is 1,000 times more powerful than treatment. Today is the day, not tomorrow, not when you finish other things. Today, go buy the ingredients, prepare your first shot tomorrow morning, and commit to 90 days, just 90 days. Then evaluate the results for yourself. And here is my commitment to you. If you follow this protocol exactly as I've explained it, with quality ingredients, with consistency, avoiding the fatal mistakes, your brain will respond, your memory will improve, your mental clarity will increase, your risk of Alzheimer's and stroke will decrease. I'm not selling you anything. I have no product to offer you. I only have knowledge backed by science that I want to share with you, because I believe every person deserves to age with dignity, with memory, with clarity, with independence. Take care of your brain the way you take care of your heart, because both keep you alive, but your brain is what keeps you being you, and that version of you is worth protecting, it's worth nourishing, it's worth fighting for. So, take action today. Share this video with someone you love, your mom, your dad, your partner, your siblings, because this information can change lives. And the more people who know it, the more people who will be spared from cognitive decline. Your brain is waiting. Your neurons are ready to regenerate. Your memory is ready to get stronger.